bit longer, so I'll give it a chance, shot anyway.
I need this now, I'm sure.
You don't mind?
I don't have to go up to 2
Paddy,
o'clock.
don't hurry home, will you, Paddy?
I don't have to go up to 2 o'clock.
I already went to the bathroom, so it's alright.
Yeah, yeah. You don't have to go again within an hour. That's a wee story about a fella up in Guido going out one day to cut turf, and this is what happened. I got up this morning in the Rosses and I looked out the window. I said it'd be a nice day for cutting turf. So I went out to the shed at the back of the house to get the turf spade. But the door was broke. There was no turf spade, it was gone. So I went back into the house and I put on my good suit. You know, the one with the wide bottoms?
Yeah.
And my fair I put over and the white Sperry. And I got the bus into Dunlow. I got off the bus in Dunlow and I went into Biddy's and I had 3 vodkas and 3 pints of Smatics. And then I crossed the street over into the Coke to get the turf spade. And this little girl behind the counter, she came up to me and she says, "What can I do for you, sir?" And I says, I want a turf spade, miss. And she says to me, "What kind of a spade is that?" And I looked at her and I says, "Jesus Christ, miss, it's one for cutting turf." So she went down to the back of the shop and she came up with this turf spade and I said, "How much is that?" And she says, "It's 12 and 6, old money." And I bought it for of her for 10 shillings. And I remembered about the door being broke and I said to her, "Could I have a half pound of nails, miss?" And she looked at me and she says, "How long do you want them?" And I looked at her and I says, "Jesus Christ, miss, sure I want to keep them." And then I looked out the side, I looked out the side window and I saw a black rally bicycle and I went up to Mickey the Cope himself and I said, "Mickey, how much do you want for that rally bicycle?" And he says, "I'll have to get £15 for it." This was the old money. So I bought it off him for 12 and he threw in a white pump for luck. So I tied the turf spade onto the bar of the bicycle and I lifted up against the gable of the Cope and I went across the street and I went back into Biddy's and I had 3 more vodkas and 3 more pints of Smatics. And then I thought it was time to go home and to head for the bog to cut the turf. So I went back across the street to where I left the bicycle and my turf spade up against the gable of the Cope. And there it was where I left them. Gone! Gone! So I went up the street into the guards' barracks and the sergeant looked at me and he says, "What can I do for you, sir?" And I looked at him and I says, "Oh, Jesus Christ, Sergeant. I woke up this morning in the Rosses and I looked out the window. I said it would be a nice day for cutting turf. And I went out into the shed, but the door was broke. No turf spade. So I went back in and I put on the good suit. This one with the wide bottoms, my fair eye pullover and the white Sperry. And I got the bus into Dunlow. I got off the bus in Dunlow and I went into Biddy's and I had 3 vodkas and I had 3 pints of Smatics. And I went across the street into the Cope and I bought a turf spade and a black rally bicycle with a white pump and a half pound of nails. And I left them all up on the, tied them all on the black rally bicycle and I left them up against the gable of the wall out there, Sergeant, up against the Cope. And I went into Biddy's and I had 3 vodkas and 3 more pints of Smatics. And when I came out, Sergeant, to go home to cut the turf, I went over to get my bicycle and my turf spade and there they were where I left them up against the wall. Gone! Gone. The sergeant, he looked at me and he says, "Will you have a number for that bicycle?" And I looked at him and says, "Jesus Christ, Sergeant, whoever took the fucking bicycle took the fucking number of I got no satisfaction out of him, so I went back into Biddy's and I had 3 more vodkas and 3 more pints of Smatics. And then I thought, how the hell can I go home to my wife with no turf spade and no rally bicycle and worst of all, no money.
And no nails.
So I I got the bus up to Larne, and I got the ferry across to Stranraer, and I took a train from Stranraer down into Glasgow to look for a bit of work. And when I got off the bus in Glasgow, who was walking up the street? Only this little girl in a short miniskirt. And the funny thing about it, she must have known me, because she says, "Ah, how are you, Paddy?" "Paddy," she said, "how would you like to sleep with me tonight for £12? And I looked at her and I says, "Jesus Christ, miss, I'm not very sleepy. But I could do with the money." I got no work in Glasgow, so I took the train on down to London. And when I got off the train at London Euston Station in London, I met this big black coloured woman, and she was walking up the street to me, and she had nothing, only a black leather skirt, but she had bangles, and she had jewellery and perfume and very little else. And you know, I'll tell you the truth, she was giving me the bad thoughts. And I remember the last time I had bad thoughts, I went to confession up to Father McGorty in the Rosses, and he says to me, "Now, for your penance you'll have to say 3 Hail Marys." And I looked at him and I says, "Hey, Jesus Christ, Father, sure, I only know one." And I remember the same time I asked after that, I asked a friend of mine, Paddy Mickey Terry, I says, "Hey Paddy, is sex dirty?" And he looked at me, and after a while he says, "Well, it is, if it's done right." Funny thing about it, this black coloured woman must have known me too, because she says, "How are you, Paddy? Paddy, how would you like to come home with me tonight?" And I looked at her and I says, "Ah, Jesus Christ, miss. I woke up this morning in the Rosses. I looked out the window. I thought it'd be a nice day for cutting turf." So I went out to the shed to get the turf spit, miss, but the door was broke. No turf spit. I went back into this house and I got on this good suit. This one, miss, with the wide bottoms, and the fairy pullover and the white sperry. And I got the bus into Dunlow. I got off the bus in Dunlow and I went into Biddy's. And I had 3 wagons and 3 pints of Smethwick's. And then I went across the street into the Cope and I bought a turf spit and a black rally bicycle and a half-pound of nails. And I left them up against the gable of the Cope. And I went into the Biddy's again and I had 3 more wagons and 3 more pints of Smethwick's.
As you would.
And then I went home, miss, to cut turf. And I went to get my bicycle and my turf spit, and there they were, where I left them up against the gable of the wall. Gone! I got the bus up to Larne, and I took the ferry across to Stranraer, and I came down on the bus to Glasgow. I looked for work in Glasgow, I got no work there, and then I took the train down here to London. And here I am now in London, outside at Euston Station, talking to you. And after all of that, you'd expect me to go back with you tonight, all the way to Africa? No, miss, no.